Read in Fangio's diary. San Remo, 1950. My first race in the wonderful Alfetta. It's really thanks to that car more than my ability that I win against the first Ferrari 1500s, driven by Ascari, Villoresi, Sommer, and Bonetto. I've signed the contract with Alfa Romeo, and now I'm officially driving for them. At Reims, I win without much effort, and once again get ahead of the Ferraris. Silverstone. The great Farina is in our team. I've learned a great deal from him, but I'm out of luck today. Only 13 laps from the end, my Alfetta blows a valve. In the presence of the King of England, Farina comes first, and from then on, he's in front for the World Championship. Monte Carlo. In practice, I lapped faster, so I've got a better place for the start. That's a good thing, because overtaking is always a risk, and if anything happens to the man in front of you, you find yourself in a pretty tight spot behind him. One car shot off the track, and 7 others crashed, but I was in the lead, so I was out of the fray. Prince Rainier presented the cup to me. This is my first win at Monte Carlo. Pescara. The crowd is hoping Fagioli will win. So am I. He's a good friend. But when his Alfetta breaks down, I have to take the lead to stop Rosier winning. Monza. A black day. Halfway through the race, my Alfetta blows a piston. Farina comes first and is world champion for this year. I'm not exactly jumping for joy, but I'm certain of one thing. The best man has won. Reims, I realized that this year, 1951, will see the last of my lovely Alfetta. The new Ferrari 4.5-litre without supercharger means business. Time and again, I demand too much of my engine, which gives up in the end, and I'm forced to finish the race in Fagioli's Alfetta. I race it flat out. The roar from the exhaust is like the scream of a swan in agony, yet the engine holds. I overtake Ferrari after Ferrari and finally win by a hair. This gives me another 5 points towards the World Championship. Silverstone. I knew it. The Alfetta has her first loss. Ascari, Gonzalez, Hawthorne, and Villoresi, all in Ferraris. They have no need to stop to refuel. But my Alfa runs dry, and once I start up again, it's too late. Today, Gonzalez makes it, and the Ferrari has her first big win. Nürburgring, a second win for the Ferrari. It's true that luck isn't with me today, but it's true, too, that this new Ferrari is a demon, and that Ascari is as great as everyone says he is. I come second, after him. Monza, the last but one race of the championship. The poor Alfetta is truly in agony. The first to give up is Farina's, then mine. Her soul and she part company in a puff of smoke. Pity, because I was in the lead for almost 4 laps. Ascari wins, and that's okay. The trouble is, this enables him to catch up with me in the championship marks. Barcelona, the last race for the World Championship. It's a duel between Ascari and me. Again, the Alfa against the Ferrari. When I start, I'm convinced there's nothing to be done, but I'm nevertheless determined to end with a flourish. I punish that poor engine pitilessly. I take the lead in the last lap and never slacken pace. I win my first World Championship. And I lose the bet I made with Ascari beforehand when I was convinced he'd win. 100 guests for dinner. This is a bill I'll pay most happily. I left 3 years ago, almost an unknown, Fangio writes in his diary, and now I was going back home like a celebrity. That day, I truly understood how easy it is for a man to lose his head and to forget that success is made up of 50% luck and 50% hard work. All those fans who yelled out my name like a national hero were in fact demanding of me a terrible responsibility for the future, even tougher sacrifices and victories than before, perhaps even at the cost of my life. I knew that by accepting that noisy acclaim, I was committed to fulfilling my country's hopes, and that when the President of the Republic embraced me before everybody, it was like a soldier taking the oath when about to go into battle. I found peace and love in the arms of my mother and father. Only then did I feel the true happiness of being back home. In 1952, I signed 3 contracts simultaneously. With the BRM for Formula One, with Maserati for Formula 2, and with Alfa for the Disco Volante, the flying saucer. All the signs are there that this is to be a good year for me. So far, I've been sowing the seeds. Now I'm anxious to gather in the harvest. In a hurry, and foolishly, I do all those things a racing driver must never do. I arrive at Monza after driving for 15 hours and crossing overnight from Ireland, and I turn up to compete only half an hour before the race, dead beat, without trying out the circuit or my new Maserati. I'm nervous, unsure. It isn't easy to keep my eyes open. And about halfway through... I don't really know what happened to me. Maybe I fell asleep in the middle of a curve, but I woke up in hospital with a broken neck and broken ribs. I was in bed for 3 months and unable to drive for the rest of the year.